If your altcoin is not moving, there's something up. If you think this is a crazy move, it's not. You can then see that the top of the wedge is then your next resistance at 53, right? If you look at the high it's created in February, this is a 30% retracement, and this is what I'm looking for. You got to keep reminding yourself, that was silly. I FOMO, right? I got reckless. I let the hype get to me. I let Twitter get to me. I let some influencer get to me. When will this market learn? Oh man, so this altcoin is up 180% from November 2022. It's been as high as almost 300% in early January. What is going on with this altcoin? Is this something I'm looking to add more to because an important indicator has just flashed? Of course, I am talking about Phantom. Yes, just in November, you saw this coin sitting at lows of 16 cents. It ran up as high in early February to highs here of 65 cents. Now sitting around 46 cents. And this is where markets need to be smart. When we were running up here to 65, everybody was making videos about Phantom. Everybody was talking about Phantom. And nobody is talking about it now. And this is the strategy you have to learn about, guys. Right now, you know, we've been covering off over the last few weeks that Bitcoin dominance has been running. Bitcoin has been having a huge moves to the upside. And this leaves altcoins behind with a lot of room to catch up. If you look at most altcoins right now, they are lagging Bitcoin. Bitcoin is in a very progressive pattern, trying to push a higher high to keep the price moving. We've covered that at length and looked at all the different technical analysis. But if you look at an altcoin like Phantom, which is one of the stronger ones that have tried to follow Bitcoin throughout this period, you can see it's quite significantly off the high it created in February. Right? If you look at the high it's created in February, this is a 30% retracement. And this is what I'm looking for. These are the moments that I look for to say, you know what? When the hype dies down, that's when I want to be dip buying. So all those people that were chasing at 65 cents, what changed in your conviction between 65 cents and where we're sitting right now at 46? That's what I want to ask. So if you take a look at where we're at here, you can see we've got a nice breakout of this channel here on Phantom. What you do want to see is you do want to see a retest of the top of this channel and then a nice push to the upside. Remember, always look to the left like Beyonce taught us and look at the different pivot points. So the 50 cents mark is going to be a resistance. You can then see that the top of the wedge is then your next resistance at 53. If we can break those levels, then you can work your way up to the next level, which is at 58, and try to hold that before working onwards towards 68 cents, etc. So that's what you're looking at here in the immediate term here on Phantom. Of course, this is going to rely on Bitcoin moving. But one thing people are not looking out for is that Bitcoin dominance is running into resistance. So this is the chart you want to look at. If you take a look at the Bitcoin dominance chart, you are running into that all-important 48%, that yellow line here at the top, where you've been rejected plenty of times by Bitcoin dominance. If we get rejected here on Bitcoin dominance, this could spell a big move here for altcoins relative to Bitcoin. This doesn't necessarily mean that Bitcoin has to be red. No, Bitcoin can still have green days. But what that will suggest is that altcoins are having more green days than Bitcoin. Okay, so that's very important if we do get rejected from here. And that is why it's critically important that my portfolio is diversified. A lot of people right now in the crypto space have been debating whether you should be in Bitcoin or you should be in altcoins. The answer is everything. All the projects you have conviction in, I'm in the market right now on those projects, right? I have a load of Bitcoin. You guys don't know. I always say eat your veg, have your Bitcoin, have your Ethereum, the boring stuff. And then you could be a bit more of a degen, right? But have the boring stuff in there as well. You don't know when the layer 2 narrative is going to run. You don't know when that money is going to flow back into layer 1s. And then it might flow back into a different type of project, like a data oracle project. Do you have Chainlink? Do you have something in that space? Right? So it's important for me that I have that. I can't tell you exactly when these narratives are going to change. And anybody on YouTube or Twitter who's telling you otherwise, they're lying. One thing I do know is when Bitcoin runs, it can run powerfully and your altcoins can just sit at a traffic light. But then equally, when that money flows away from Bitcoin back into the altcoins as people look for even more yield and become more degens, because remember, when new money comes into crypto, where does it come into? When think about it, when you started buying crypto, what was the first crypto you bought apart from a stablecoin? It was probably Bitcoin, right? It was probably Bitcoin, then Ethereum, and then you started working on more crazier coins. Right? And that's the same for the majority of people in the population. They will find their ways into these altcoins, but first they got to figure out that fiat is really bad. They look to crypto, they make their first transaction, they buy some Bitcoin. That's why dominance starts rising, because that's new money coming into the market. And then you look for that to rotate across into altcoins. And that's when you get your altcoin season. So for me, these are the moments when nobody is talking about it that I'm looking at these coins. I don't want people coming to me and saying, oh, why don't you make a Phantom video when the price is up 90%? No, I'm making it now because you're seeing that I'm making the video when we're retracing. If you've made it this far into the video and you someday want to be able to read the markets, do technical analysis, trade as we are doing on this channel, then perhaps you may want to check out my free technical analysis from scratch course over on Skillshare. For those who aren't familiar, Skillshare is an online education platform. You sign up for a nominal amount each month and you get access to a wide variety of different courses. I personally use it to learn all sorts of things, from video editing to financial to using Excel and various other bits and pieces that you may want to learn. It's far better than YouTube on those elements, because on YouTube everything is about retention, whereas with a course you can put things in a structured curriculum, and that is exactly what I've done with my TA course. It's completely free for the first 30 days if you click the link in the description, ijaz.uk/TA, to take advantage of the TA course. Let me know what you think about it, and let's get back into this video. If we take a look here at the daily EMA ribbon, look at this daily EMA ribbon. Everybody was shouting that when we were extended up here, you're extended off your EMA ribbon. What did I say? Guys, we're going to run it back into our EMA ribbon. Shortly thereafter, literally just days after here, we're now down. Instead of 65 buying up there, you should have been buying here, of course, not financial advice, at 41 cents. Look at the difference. Right? A few days of patience here. Instead of buying at 65, you're waiting for the retracement down here. That's a 37% saving. And if you get into a habit of doing that, that is the difference between a successful investor and trader versus somebody who's not successful. This is somebody who can control their emotions, doesn't get FOMO, versus somebody who does. It's easier said than done. You've got to practice. This takes years. I still FOMO into stuff all the time. You've got to keep reminding yourself, that was silly. I FOMO'd. Right? I got reckless. I let the hype get to me. I let Twitter get to me. I let some influencer get to me. Find out who it was that got to you. Remove them from your network. Right? Do you take responsibility yourself? What research are you doing that gives you conviction to buy? What price points are you waiting for? Okay? And then look. Then you break your EMA ribbon and you get even better prices. Now you're moving in sideways, where we can't hold our EMA ribbon to the top side, nor can we hold our EMA ribbon to the downside. Okay? It's just range bound, moving sideways here, which normally sets it up for a big consolidation, and that is what you want to be looking for now. Is Phantom winding up for its next move? And that's what you want to look at here from the big triangle pattern it's forming. Now, of course, these triangles can break to the downside, so get yourself prepared to come to the bottom of the wedge at 30 cents. I know that sounds horrible, but if we do, are you prepared for it? What are you going to do? Are you going to panic sell at this point, or are you going to look to DCA more? I know what I'm going to do, because my conviction holds, and that's why I'm able to hold my Phantom in the depths of the bear market towards 15 cents. Right? So when we're sitting here having a huge move upwards, and those 15-cent Phantoms I was buying suddenly at 60 cents are looking crazy, that conviction still holds when we retrace down another 30-40%. I'm looking to add some more. Equally, if this breaks to the top side, you're looking at different price targets. You've got 52 cents here, then you'll look at this pivot point at 57, and then of course the top of the wedge getting back to that 65 cents. But that would just be the start of it, right? If we look at it on a weekly scale, what I'm more interested in looking at is this, which is our Fibonacci ratios. If you take this from swing low to swing high, what you can see is that we are just here. This is where we are. We're really close to our naught level, guys. If you think this is a crazy move, it's not, right? Yes, it felt like it from 15 cents all the way up to 65, but that is nothing. Look at the gap we have to fill. When this initially collapsed in April 2022, when Phantom fell to the downside, this candlestick had a high of $1.64. That is where we gapped down hugely. And there was no support created on the way down. We just bled week after week after week all the way to the downside. Now, at the time, that was painful, but what does that mean for the way up? What that means for the way up is there's equally less likely to be resistance on the way up. You're seeing how Bitcoin is creating these sudden juddering moves all the way to the upside and filling gaps. The same happens with altcoins. If you bring out the VPVR, this will illustrate the same thing. If you can see where I am, let me just pop me out of the way there, see if this helps you guys. There you go. So what you'll see is that we're holding just above a very heavily traded bit of volume here. Okay, this volume profile range is showing us a lot of volume is traded all the way up to this 43 cents mark. You've still got a decent bit of volume on the next candle up towards 57, and then look what happens. Virtually nothing all the way up here to 124. So I'm looking for us to come get to these levels, at least here. Can you see this level here where my cursor is at 110? Like, we should be able to gap up to that level quite powerfully when Bitcoin sets the direction. Okay, so if Bitcoin can get through 30, if it can start working its way up into the late 30s, early 40s, I expect Phantom to be very explosive here. And one thing we've seen already, when Bitcoin's having a powerful day, which altcoin is moving? You should always look at that. This is a clue I've given people for over 2 years since I've been making these videos. I've been saying when Bitcoin moves, even if it's a day move where Bitcoin's doing 3-4%, if your altcoin is not moving, there's something up. You need to look into that. Your altcoin should be healthy and alive and have a pulse. Yes, it will look to Bitcoin for direction. That's very normal for altcoin. But if it's not moving and Bitcoin's having a green day and another green day after, another green day after, and this altcoin of yours is just lifeless or even worse, red, you got to ask yourself what's going on. Why are the market not in favor of it? Is it a technical issue? Is it no notoriety? Do nobody know the project? Is there no social media hype around it? Something is up, because it should show some life, right? It should be moving, because when Bitcoin's down, your altcoins will fall as well. So when Bitcoin's up, you expect your altcoin to be following along suit as well. So that's a very important clue, and you've definitely seen that from Phantom looking really good to start off this year. I mean, if you look at Phantom versus BTC, if you look at when we turn the new here on this candle, look at these Phantom versus Bitcoin. It outperformed Bitcoin 14%, okay? 14% on this weekly candle that I'm showing you here. The week after, it outperformed Bitcoin 12%. Remember, Bitcoin's exploding during this time. The week after, 7% outperformance, then 23% outperformance, and then 20% outperformance versus Bitcoin. And this is why I need to have altcoins in my portfolio, right? I will always have my veg. I'll have the anchors on my portfolio in Bitcoin, Ethereum, and some of the bigger caps. But I do want my small caps, which I've done heavy research on, which I believe in, which I have conviction. Now, there's no guarantee that these projects will survive, right? Think of altcoins as little startups, VC funds that you've just invested in a small company which you think could be the next Facebook. In your portfolio, you need Apple, you need Microsoft, you need some Tesla, you need all these big companies, but you still want to take a bet on some of these smaller companies. That's where you're going to get your crazy returns. And that's how I like to think of these projects. So again, if you want to look at some of the work I've done, I've been sharing my research on Phantom, go search the channel, type in Phantom. I've done interviews with Simone Pompose, the CMO. I've done an interview with Michael Kong, the CEO. I've done financial modeling on it with my different price targets and how many you would need to become a millionaire, etc. Definitely go watch those videos and get caught up on it. But again, that's the kind of research you want to be doing on your altcoins as well. So coming back here onto the weekly chart, what are these price targets I'm looking for? For me, things don't get exciting, like I said, until that 112 level up here, right? When you get to my cursor here, that's at that 112 level. So I expect a nice big move here. And that's why even now I want to accumulate, because I'm not accumulating for the move just up to 60 cents. No, I'm accumulating for 110, but that's even then just the start. Realistically, the golden ratio brings you to $2.20 to $2.30. Do I think that's achievable? Very achievable. Phantom has just proven itself in a very tough bear market. The situation's now improving. Inflation is coming down. You're seeing that the government are starting to print. We should be pausing our interest rates anytime soon. And so we are getting ourselves prepared for more money flowing into crypto, more liquidity. And Phantom's proven itself in the opposite when we're in a bear market to survive and make good progress. So for me, this golden ratio, I think that's comfortable. I then look at the highs, right, of getting back up into this kind of $3.30, $3.40 range. Can we get there? I think absolutely. I think that it should be able to beat that comfortably. And then you look at your Fibonacci extension, and that's sitting at $5.50. That's a more exciting target here for its next bull run target to get up into those $5. And to be honest, there's every chance it can eclipse that as well. And I've shared that in various price target videos on Phantom as well. And you can see here that Bitcoin is struggling still at this 29,000 level mark. This green line I've set here, rejected again. We did create a higher low, right? This was good. We had this low here. We created a higher low, and now we've just created a lower high. So what that ends up forming is it gives you a bit of a triangle pattern. So now what you want to be monitoring is you want to see that there's a bit of a triangle formulating here that you want to be looking at as well, okay? Because it's been rejecting from 29, it's kind of ending up in this triangle, and you want to see which direction do we break out in. Can it be in that direction? Are we going to head to the downside? That is what we're looking at here over the weekend. Remember, weekend volumes can trick you, so be very, very careful. Weekend volumes normally are very thinly traded. You can see that here by the candlesticks, and you need to be very careful that you do not get caught out on Monday. The other structure we've been looking at is the break to the upside of this symmetrical triangle pattern. It's working out pretty well still. We did make our initial move. We came down to retest. We had our second move. You've got to break higher. You've got to get above 29,000. Otherwise, this 30,000 price target is going to get invalidated and we're just going to curl back over. That is not what we want here on Bitcoin. We need to see this get past 29K sooner rather than later. Otherwise, you could be looking at another visit back down to that 27,000 level and potentially even lower down to 26,000 as well. The other pattern which gives you some structure here is this channel which we've been following. Followed it from the bottom to the top. It came down, created a higher low, which is good, but now it's stalling out, right? Same thing we've just been saying on the other diagram. And again, does it want to come down? Because if it forms this double top pattern, it could be coming down here to that 27,000 level. Again, that's what I'm looking for here on Bitcoin is, does it want to come down to those levels? You do have the 4-hourly EMA ribbon coming in for some support, so we'll look to see does that hold a support. Otherwise, you need to look at the daily EMA ribbon on here on Bitcoin to see if 26,800 can hold at the top of the EMA ribbon. Also worth having a quick look here at the weekly EMA ribbon, and you can see here we're finishing off almost here 1 day away from finishing off another green weekly candle. That would be 3 in a row, and now consolidating above the EMA ribbon, which is fantastic. Again, even if it wants to come and test the EMA ribbon, I know nobody wants to hear this, at 25,300, we've created scaffolding, and that's good. We've now got support coming in behind us in the form of this EMA ribbon. If the ribbon can start to flip, which you can just see starting to happen there, if you look at the ribbon, you can see these yellow lines are just starting to cross over the orange ones. That is a good sign. And when those bands flip completely and the yellow ones on top of the red ones, that's a huge sign of a big move to the upside. That is what we need here on Bitcoin. We do not just want to fall straight to the back down to the downside. We need to hold above the EMA ribbon for long enough, even if we're only sideways for a bit, that the EMA ribbon can flip. If none of this makes sense, ijaz.uk/TA, completely free TA course, guys. Please take advantage of that. I'm going to be creating more free TA courses and more fundamental analysis and on-chain analysis courses, but you've got to use it. If you don't watch it, if you don't work through it, I'm looking at the stats as well. If you guys aren't clicking the link in the description and using the free stuff, there's no point me putting in those hours of work creating free content if nobody is going to use it. I'm only creating it because I want you guys to learn it and use it. But sometimes when stuff is free, people just go, oh, it's free, it's going to be there, I'll just do it another time. So if you procrastinate, I'm just going to stop making the content. I'll stop making it available for free. Hope you guys enjoyed. Smash up likes. Don't forget to subscribe. As always, check out the links in the description. Go watch this video here on Phantom, and I'll see you in the next one.